Hey, good morning, CCA Intermediate Algebra students. Today you are doing function rules of equations. Not difficult, but you just have to understand what you're trying to do in this one. Once you understand what you're trying to do, it is quite simple to do. So let's get started. For the first one, you're going to notice that there are two variables in this equation, both m and n, and they want you to write a formula in terms of f of m in terms of m. Basically, all they're telling you to do, to make this quite simple, is you're going to solve for the variable that is not in terms of. Okay, so you're going to solve this equation in terms of n. So you're going to get n by itself. So to do this, we start out with the original equation right here, 7m plus 2 equals 6n minus 5. In order to solve for the n term right here, we got to add 5 to both sides. So when we do that, we get to here. Then we have to divide everything by 6 to get n by itself. When we do that, this is what we end up with right here. N equals 7 over 6m plus 7 over 6. That is our answer. That's all you're doing. Sir, if you solve for the other variable, you're going to be in great shape. Okay, let's do example number 2 right here. This one, they want us to solve in terms of r. Okay, so get this in terms of h of r, which means quite simply all we have to do is solve this in terms of q. Well, if you look at it, the only thing that's happening on the q side is that q is being subtracted by 10. So the opposite of subtract by 10 is simply to add 10. So when we add 10 to both sides, we would get q equals still the 6 parenthesis r plus 1 parenthesis plus 10. No, we don't have to distribute. We don't have to do anything here. This right here is simply our answer. This portion right here, and we can plug that answer in right there. We don't have to get fancy. We don't have to distribute unless it calls for it. But in this case, it didn't call for it. So we're just solving in terms of the letter. As soon as you get that letter by itself, you're done. Okay. One last example. Okay. So this one right here, we've got 4u plus 8v equals negative 3u plus 2v. Okay, we're solving this in terms of h of u, which means if there's the u there, we have to solve it for v. Okay, so the first step is we will add a negative 2v to both sides. So we get 4u plus 6v equals negative 3u. Our next step is to subtract 4u from both sides. So we get 6v equals negative 7u. We then divide both sides by the 6. And we get v equals negative 7 over 6u, which happens to be our answer there. So solve in terms of the other variable they're not asking about, and you'll get your answer. It's quite simple if you're doing that. That's all I got for you today. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.